5 minutes to go. Great circuit, unpredictable weather conditions, a quite incredible grid. 2 Ferraris on the front. The 2 World Championship contenders, Damon Hill and Michael Schumacher, are in 8th and 16th places. A wonderful recipe, I think, Jonathan, for an exciting race.
Yes, indeed. I think the most important point about the grid here is that it does not reflect the performances of the cars and drivers. And because for many drivers their time was set in...
Because Michael Schumacher is up into 5th position. He's ahead of his teammate. We're riding with him. That's Eddie Irvine still in front. We're on lap 7. David Coulthard leads. Hill is 2nd. Berger is 3rd. Irvine is 4th. And Michael Schumacher, incredibly, on lap 7 is right up with them. Now this is Eddie Irvine, the Jordan Peugeot, going into Les Combes. Now this is what happened at the bus stop. It looks to me as though Herbert and the Ferrari had a coming together.
Olivier Panis, he's back in 3rd place, and Martin Brundle. So both Ligiers running very close together. In fact, there's just 1.6 seconds separating the two. And if they are simply going to make one stop, that should be in another couple of laps' time. It'll be interesting to see just how that works out. We've also got Frentzen in the Sauber operating that one-stop strategy as well.
Riding with the great Gerhard Berger. 6th position, chasing Heinz Harald Frentzen's Sauber Ford. Frentzen in 6th position on lap 20. With Hill nearly 15 seconds now ahead of Schumacher as Berger slows and is past now. Is this the 2nd Ferrari going out? Gerhard Berger is in trouble. Up comes his hand, and John Todt now will be distraught. This is the 2nd Ferrari retirement in the Belgian Grand Prix coming up, and it means to say that Johnny Herbert will move back into the points. He's already done so. He's up into 6th position with Eddie Irvine 7th. Mark Blundell is 8th. Jean-Christ, as you look at Frentzen into the pits. Now, this is lap 21. This is exactly what you'd expect. And it's beginning to rain. Look at that. Is this going to change things between Hill and Schumacher? And if Hill plays his cards right with that 14-second gap, assuming they've got to come in, he could get in and take on wet weather tyres, but you never know with Spa. It can literally be wet on one,
and the Jordan's making 2. And the Ferrari mechanics there, they're changing tyres. That's the normal routine, but of course the problem is more fundamental than that, and it looked like the engine cover was either going back on or was trying to come off. No great sense of urgency there.
Damon Hill in now. Is this going to be the change to wet weather? Back of trade, it's a slick cover. Oh, let's have a look. And that's one of the Pacifics out of the race. I don't know whether it is Lavargi or whether it's Montermini, but there's a retirement there. And we need to be looking at Hill, because here is Michael Schumacher in his position magnificently. And as you can see, Michael Schumacher is now behind the safety car. Damon Hill came in after Schumacher. Now, is the safety car going to be staying out long enough for the gap between Schumacher? No, it's not, because the light has gone out. The safety car is going in. Michael Schumacher is going to be in the lead at the end of this lap, and Damon Hill will be desperately trying to close that gap between himself and Michael Schumacher to the minimum before the safety car comes in. It's going to be on lap 31, the completion of when the safety car comes in. They've just exited the Stavelot corner, going round Blanchimont, somewhat slower than usual. It's normally about 170. And there's Hill in the background, I do believe. I just saw what looked like a Williams coming out of the left-hander. We'll see as they come up to the bus stop whether Damon Hill has caught Michael Schumacher. Yes, he has! Damon Hill is right up with Michael Schumacher. What an incredible race this is turning out to be, would imagine. Look how wet the track is. They're on the right rubber. Wet weather tyres.
Well, it's going to be a straight race now to the flag between Damon Hill and Michael Schumacher. Both are on wet tyres. Neither have got more fuel stops to go. This really is going to be absolutely superb, but it's going to be tough for Hill because he's the one who's behind Schumacher, and in these conditions the spray from the car ahead really is a major handicap to even keeping up, let alone getting by.
Well, for the record at the present moment, Michael Schumacher, that's Roland Brunscherider, who is the clerk of the course, the starter of all the Grand Prix, climbing up into the position to give them the green flag to go again. But this is the lap that the safety car, I thought it was, frankly, it was going to come in at the end of the lap that's just finished. Instead, it's going on for another one. It's going to be lap 32 before the Belgian Grand Prix restarts. And as you can see, the order on the track, but not in the race, is Schumacher, followed by Roberto Moreno. And it's fortunate for Damon Hill that it's Roberto Moreno in front of him in the 40 and not his teammate Pedro Diniz, because Roberto Moreno is one of the most experienced racing drivers of any kind racing today. And that's Martin Brundle, who is third. And Moreno, I would confidently expect to be the gentleman that he is and to move out of the way and let Damon Hill through and to let Martin Brundle through. The order now on lap 32 and a 44-lap race as they come round behind the safety car, I'm sure for the last time, is Schumacher, Hill, who is 0.8 of a second behind him, separated by Moreno. Brundle is third, Herbert is fourth in the second Benetton. Mark Blundell is fifth, and Heinz Harald Frentzen is in sixth position. And Frentzen is well back, but the first three are together.
Well, we can see that Martin Brundle has indeed gained superbly from that. He's now right up, having closed that gap from 50 seconds because of this safety car situation. He's right up with just one car.
Frentzen just 2 seconds in fourth place behind Martin Brundle. Mark Blundell takes 2 points for himself and McLaren by again finishing where his teammate Mika Häkkinen failed to do so, and a point for Jordan and Peugeot from Rubens Barrichello. Oh, well done, Michael, says Damon. Well done, David, says Michael Schumacher. And that gives the lie to the fact that there is a bitter enmity between these two drivers. Take it from me, there most certainly is not. They're not exactly bosom friends, but they are a long, long way from being the implacable enemies with hatred that people suggest. Martin Brundle absolutely delighted with his third place, as well he should be. And now the three of them get into the course car to make the interviews and get on the podium.
And I think what we are seeing there is the tremendous respect that Michael Schumacher has earned so often in the past, and he certainly earned it today. To start a Grand Prix in 16th place, in conditions of this changeability, to come through, to have had a difficult practice when he had a big accident. He nearly hurt himself, or certainly the incident could have been a lot worse, but he was absolutely fine. He ran in the spare car in the qualifying session. It all went horribly wrong for him. But now, when it mattered, he was absolutely superb. And that kind of driving performance can only earn respect from any other driver in Formula One.
And so say us, all of us, the top man of Grand Prix racing of today, who joins Ferrari next year. And whatever it has cost them, every dollar will have been very well spent indeed. Michael Schumacher extends his World Championship lead by winning the Belgian Grand Prix by 19.5 seconds from Damon Hill. Martin Brundle third, and an absolutely superb race with incident from the moment the lights turned green until that man, Michael Schumacher, took the checkered flag at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit in the glorious Ardennes countryside for another superlative win for himself and Benetton. The World Championship is far from over, because having finished the Belgian Grand Prix, we go to the historic circuit at Monza on September the 10th for the Italian Grand Prix, then to Portugal, then to Germany again to the Nürburgring for the European Grand Prix, twice to Japan for the AIDA race, the Pacific Grand Prix, and Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix, before the end of the season on November the 12th, the 17th race of the year in a season which normally contains 16 races in Australia. But now that gap is up from 11 points to 15 points. It's tougher for Hill, and you can see from his body language that it's a sorry man that he didn't win the race, having led for so long. But as Jonathan has already said, let us not forget the two Ferraris. Let us not forget a fine performance by David Coulthard, who led the race, and of course Damon Hill, Michael Schumacher, Martin Brundle up on the podium for the first time for a very long time, undoubtedly to reinforce his claim for a top seat in 1996. And of the 24 cars and drivers who started, as Schumacher deluges Flavio Briatore, the Benetton team boss, with champagne, 14 cars finished out of the 24 who started, and the full 14, just for the record: Schumacher, Hill, Brundle, first, second, third; Frentzen, Blundell, Barrichello up to 6th, 7th Herbert, 8th Salo, 9th Olivier Panis, 10th Pedro Lamy, 11th Jean-Christophe Bouillon, 12th Taki Inoue, 13th and 14th, the two 40s which have finished, Pedro Diniz and Roberto Moreno. Well, there are no changes in the positions of the World Championship. Michael Schumacher is still leading, of course, now by 15 points from Damon Hill. Alesi, who failed to finish the race, is further back, but in third position still. David Coulthard, who moved up to fourth position in Hungary, is still there after his retirement. Johnny Herbert is in fifth place because by finishing seventh, he just failed by one position to score a World Championship point, which would have given him the same score as David Coulthard. And Gerhard Berger is still sixth in the Ferrari. In the Constructors' Championship, Benetton are now 10 points ahead of Williams in first and second places, Ferrari in third position, and they're the only three teams in contention for the Constructors' Championship. Jordan are fourth, but with only 14 points, one more than they had at the beginning of this race, thanks to Barrichello's place. No, I tell a lie, because Ligier is now ahead of Jordan in fourth position. They've achieved their objective, having passed McLaren. Ligier have now passed Jordan and are the fourth most successful constructor in this year's championship. And that is a wonderful reward for the, I think it's fair to say, Anglo-French team. The Ligier team are very French-oriented, of course, by history and location at Magny-Cours in France, but with a primarily British management and Martin Brundle driving for them, as well as Olivier Panis. It's fair to say that I think that they are Anglo-French. So a great Belgian Grand Prix. We'll wait now to hear what Michael Schumacher, Damon Hill and Martin Brundle have got to say when we move into the interview room with them.
Well, congratulations, Michael. Extraordinary race and a brilliant result from you. From 16th on the grid, did you really believe you could win this one?
Not really, I have to say. I knew it's going to be possible to drive certainly in the points and even probably on the rostrum, but to be first, no, I didn't believe this, particularly in the way it happened with the advantage I got in the end. No, I wasn't really thinking of that at all.
The race was really won by you staying out on slicks at half distance. How difficult a decision was that to make?
Bloody difficult, I tell you, because you didn't know, is it going to rain heavier or is it going to rain or is it going to stop? And to drive in the circumstance with slicks, it was bloody difficult just to keep the car on the straight on the circuit. A couple of times it snapped a bit, and that was pretty difficult. But it was my choice to stay out on slicks to make up my disadvantage I had up to that time, and it paid out. And I think after that the team has done a very good strategy again to put me in when the pace car was out, change tyres, change the right tyres. It was a great effort of all of us, I think.
Well, Damon, you salvaged second place from a race which promised so much, and during which you seemed to face every conceivable difficulty.
Yeah, I had this stupid pit lane speed 10-second penalty. I mean, you know, it would have been a great race. I was behind Michael. He had something like 14 laps to go, and I had to come in for a 10-second penalty. So it's a bloody shame, really. But you know, I think that the conditions were very, very tricky, and Michael drove a stupendous race to come and win from where he was on the grid. I'm just sorry that I wasn't able to be there at the end to give him a race, and as you probably saw, we had some pretty hairy moments there. I must say I'm not satisfied with being driven into. I didn't think that was acceptable, and but other than that, I thought we had a great race.
And Martin,
well,
timely result for you.
It was good. Yes, it's a good result for the team. We all started a long way back on the grid. Maybe that's the secret of racing at Spa. We had a great strategy, a one-stop strategy. The only downside was I was running a long time on the wets. The wets that I finished on were absolutely destroyed, so I was really struggling to defend second position. But we gave it a good try, and reasonably satisfied with the day.
Good. Well, congratulations to all of you. One final thought, Michael, from you. Your 16th race win?
Yeah, starting from 16th position, having a 16 win, so it's a bit of a double. No, I mean, as I said, we had difficulties in Hungary after I stopped in that race. Some stupid comments came out, whether the team would stop me purposely and stuff like this. I mean, it's completely bullshit. I never believed at this, and at this stage it's a good point to prove that.
Well, congratulations to all three of you.
Thanks.
Well done. Thank you.